What was I using before? Was it my mirror? Oh, it was. It was. Okay. Yep. And let's get to it. See if I can get anyone. Hi, Kenzie. How are you? Oh, there it is. Hi, Ari. Hi, Olivia. You're early this time? Yeah, girl, we're just getting started. So today we're going to be doing a super beginner friendly, super slow makeup tutorial because I keep getting asked if I could just do my regular like makeup routine. So if you're a full glam girly, this is really for you. If you're more on like the clean girl makeup look, I got some videos on my channel for you, but we're going to go through my everyday. Like if I was to get up and get glam just to go on a date, just to walk out and be cute, that's pretty much what we're doing today. I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking, Kenzie. So that's what we're doing. So I'm literally starting from nothing. Like I don't even have my brows done. So the first thing we're gonna go into is the NYX brow glue. I love this because it actually really lays my hairs down fine. And I feel like whenever you're trying to get your brows done, which actually is honestly to me the hardest thing to do, I feel like this glue really helps with that, especially if you have like a lot of brow hairs. Now, if you don't and you're a girly like me who has really thin brows, it still helps. But I recommend checking out my brow tutorial on my channel because that will really help you. And I feel like brows are the hardest thing to do. So once you get brows down, girl, you pretty much can do anything. So we're gonna do some brows on camera, which I try to do it off camera because it could take a while. But how's everybody's Monday going? It's a new week. It's a new month. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't believe it's June. We're literally halfway through the year already. Is that not insane? Like there's some people literally counting down to Christmas right now. That's crazy. But I'm actually excited because that means the summer is about to get real crazy and it's about to get litty in the city because it's warm outside. It's hot outside. You have a party tonight? Ooh, girl, what you doing? Oh, guys, I got my nails done. So something simple, but I got them done. Some cute stiletto nails. I love the color green, as you guys know. So I got some like metallic French tips. So they look super cute. Super cute. But what you doing tonight at this party, Kenzie? All right, so now that we got the NYX brow glue on here, I'm about to go in with my brow pencil. And I like to make sure that that's nice and dried and matted down. So another tip that I like to do is I really like to press that into my brow hair so that way it's not sticky or greasy before I go in and do my brows. So I'm going to go with the Sephora brow pencil. I love this because it mimics microblading. So it really looks natural. So I recommend going in with like a granite or like an ash brown or a dark brown because blacks can be too intense. So this is really good. And another tip, because I see a lot of people do this, don't just try to create a brow. Like actually just follow your own brow shape, all of that. So one thing I recommend is taking a brow razor and cleaning up your brows and like kind of shaping them. Or if you go to get them done, you know, you can go in and you can go do that and tell them to do that. But honestly, having your brows cleaned up and ready to go before you even draw them on really helps. So I'm going to go in with this brow pencil and really simple. As you can see right here, it's like glow in the dark. We're going to play 9 square. Oh girl, that's going to be so fun. Hi, how are you? So we're going to take this brow pencil and quite literally, we're going to do it with the light hand and we're going to draw a line right under our brows. So that's why I said it really helps if your brows are cleaned up for this part. And it really just shows you what the shape of your brows is. So you see, I didn't go like really down. I didn't go too far in. I literally took it right underneath that brow. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. And like I said, I really like this pencil because it's not too thick and it actually mimics brow hair if you do it right. So once we get to that tail end, we're gonna stop. And then now it's time to go above and same thing, just over the top and make the endpoints connect like so. It's going to be a little light-handed because I'm actually going to go in with some feather-like strokes in a second and I'll do, like really show you guys what that means. So now that we have our shape on, let me take that off. We're going to literally fill it in from the tail end. And I like to go in heavy in the tail end only because it's really sparse back there. And then I kind of like flick upwards once I get further up to the front. Now, depending on your brows, you'll know exactly where you need to fill them in at. Me, I kind of have to go all the way through my brows because I don't really have much. And as you can see, it looks like that now. How do I do that so perfectly? Girl, hi Tina. It literally takes practice. When I tell you brows are the first thing that I taught myself, It literally just takes practice. So now that we're going into the tail end, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And I do recommend that if you have really, really fluffy brows, you may not even have to actually fill in your brows. I just recommend having like a brow gel to lay them down, get them shaped up, and honestly, go on with concealer and clean it up next. You really don't even need to fill them in because you're really just going to make them really, really dark. Hi, Madeline. Hi, when did I start? About 5 minutes ago. We're just getting into the brows. So now we're going to take the spoolie portion of it, and we're going to start at the end and start brushing that product into the brows. And when you get to the front, really like brush upwards, because that's what actually makes that like hair look too. Like just like that. Just like that. Now, obviously you can go as dark as you want, but I like to keep it as dark as my hair, and I feel like that matches perfectly. So now that we have our brows nice and filled out, does anybody have like any questions about like any of the products that I use so far, or like what's another good method to doing brows, like if you don't have any at all? Oh, thank you, Olivia. Hi, is your name Gael? That's a beautiful name. But hi. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the part that actually makes your brows cleaned up. So I'm gonna take my Timeless Beauty foundations. You guys know this is my own brand. And I'm gonna start with the lighter shade at the bottom, and I literally do one pump. So if you're gonna do eyeshadow, then you might want to take a lighter one. But if you're not going to do eyeshadow, which we're not going to do for this look, take something that's about a shade lighter than your skin tone. And then I like to take a small brush like that, because we're going to start carving out our brows now. And literally don't go too far into that product either. I would recommend start by placing the product down on your lid first and then work your way up. Now here's where you can actually create your own arch. And that's kind of like what I do, but where my natural arch is. Now, some people find it hard to talk during this part, and I'm one of those people. So I'm going to just show you guys for a little bit, and then we'll talk about it some more. But if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'll answer them. All right. So as I'm cleaning this up, take it to that tail end and stop. Now, as you can see, the brow is literally getting cleaned up right now. And we're going to take that same product and start working it towards the front. Hi. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're literally keeping it right underneath that product. The goal is just to make the brow look super, super clean. Just like that. And don't worry, we're going to go into the top too. But the goal right now is to start carving out this brow. Now, same thing for the other side. Don't worry about blending yet, because we'll get into that in a moment. Just get that product on there and really start cleaning up that brow. Also, if you're here, please give this video a thumbs up. And then also, if you can, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I give plenty tips. Am I using your foundation to clean up your brows? Yes. So you could actually use concealer, or you can use your foundation. I don't know why. I really just like using my foundation as of lately. I feel like if I'm going to use concealer, it's probably because I'm going to do an eyeshadow look. And we're cleaning up over here too. But it really just gives the same effect. Hi. Can you say where you get your brushes? Yes, I can. So between Morphe on the more high-end side, which don't get me wrong, they're a great investment if you're trying to learn how to do your makeup. And then on the more affordable, which I love those down, because you guys know I love my setting brush from Real Techniques. You can find those in Walmart. That is a great beginner-friendly, but great quality brand of brushes. Like when I tell you they have something for everything, from foundation brushes to brow brushes, eyeshadow, they literally have everything you need. And then they're also very stylish, super cute. Like they're just really, really cute. I'm trying to see if I have any in front of me. This is another Real Techniques brush. This one's really good for foundation. I really, really love that. Oh, Moda brushes is another really good brush. I wish I can put the links in the chat for you guys, because when I tell you those brushes are really good and they're super cute, yeah, they eat down. All right, so that's the bottom of the brow. It says, can you say what foundations you're using? Yes, I am using, so these foundations are from my own beauty brand. I have a beauty brand by the name of Timeless Beauty that has 50 shades coming out very, very soon, more than likely this month. Hint, hint. So that's what I'm using. These are not anywhere you can just find them just yet. You love e.l.f. brushes? E.l.f. brushes, I've used them only once. And I used them maybe back in 2017. They are another good beginner friendly. I actually gave a set of e.l.f. brushes away as a giveaway on my channel. So now I'm going to go in with a darker shade. This one is more of my complexion, and I'm going to use that to outline the top of the brows to clean them up now. So same thing, same brush. And, oh, I did clean it off though. And we're literally going to take that above the top as close to that product as possible. And we're gonna start cleaning it up. Like the metallic brush. Yeah, that's, so you probably have the Real Techniques brush. If it has like a RT on it, that's Real Techniques. All right, so we're cleaning up the top. And you really want to take your time with this. As you get more efficient in doing your makeup, doing your brows, it gets really, really easy. I'm not even gonna lie. It really does. But then you're gonna see how like of a perfectionist you really are with doing your brows. And as you can see, that's already cleaned up. And we're just gonna spread that product out. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then in a moment, we're gonna take another brush just to blend it out. Hey, Scarlet Girl, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so now we're gonna go on the other side. I'm trying to make sure this like mirror isn't in y'all way. Let me know if at any point it gets in y'all way, just let me know. All right, so now we're cleaning up the other side. Like I said, this one's more of my complexion. Now I typically do it this way with a lighter shade at the bottom because when it's time for me to go into my lid with a makeup product, I like for that product to show up. So that's why I use the lighter one on the bottom. So even if you're gonna put some bronzer on your lid, go in with the shade that's a little bit lighter. All right, so literally our brows are carved out. You see how easy that was? I promise you, if you practice the technique that I just gave you, your makeup's gonna look flawless every single time. No matter what, it don't matter. It's gonna look great every time. Brows are literally the hardest thing to do. So once you learn how to do brows, you're literally in the door. All right, so now we're going to take out a brush. It doesn't really matter what kind of brush as long as it's fluffy on the other end because it's time to blend it out. So I'm going to take that brush and literally, like I said, just blend it out. No specific motion, just making sure that the edges are not harsh. And then this is typically what I do before I go into any makeup routine. So like normally when you guys see me come on, hi Madeline, I was told that everybody wanted to see like an everyday makeup routine that I would normally do. And that's pretty much what I'm showing you guys. Because I know I come on here and I normally give you guys a whole bunch of crazy looks or we sit down and we create a look together. So this time I'm kind of just going through like an everyday look that if you're a full glam kind of girly, then you'll definitely love this look. Hi, how are you? So now we're going to take that down. So that darker shade, we're going to bring it in between the brows. And a little tip that I learned, if it looks like it's too harsh in the front, take a little bit of that product and brush it into the brow and it'll create that fade that most brows need in the front. But honestly, like I said, once you get through learning how to do brows, the rest of the makeup is pretty much easy because a lot of it is really just making sure you have the right shade. Like you see how this color is disappearing at the top? That's what you want. I slay every time. Thank you, Madeline. I appreciate that. You guys help me slay because y'all be coming up with like the best looks. I swear. Like y'all have made my creativity go crazy here on YouTube lately. And I normally don't record looks like that. So I'm thankful for you guys. You guys are the best. Okay, so now now that we have that done, we can go into the regular base routine. So here, if you wanted to go into eyeshadow, this is where I recommend taking like a concealer that's lighter and then putting it on your lid and then you can go into your eyeshadow. But because we're not doing eyeshadow today, we're gonna do something a little bit more simpler that I think everybody can achieve. We're gonna go into our primer. So you guys know if you're on my channel and you're familiar, we use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer and I like to put 2 on my fingers. So I used to put them on both sides of my face and rub them right in. And then when you get to a point where you feel like the product's almost gone after rubbing it in, start pressing it in because that's how you activate this primer because you want that makeup to stick. You really want it to stick. I feel like everybody's so quiet. Are y'all just paying attention? Normally you guys, my girls be chatting with me on this FaceTime call. I feel like everybody's just chilling and really watching. Or is it late for you guys? Because I know some of you guys are like 3 hours ahead, 6 hours ahead. Let me know, because I don't want you guys staying up extremely late and y'all like, girl, you're taking too long. I'm tired. But I promise you, this look is going to go by really, really fast anyway. Okay, so now that we have that product on, just for a test, because like I said, we activated that product. If it sticks, that means it's working. So now we're going to go into concealer. So I'm actually going to use the same concealer that you guys have always seen, the Bobbi Brown concealer. And if you have a face shape like mine, so slightly round, slightly like an oval, then you can definitely use this technique. Even though I tell anybody, honestly, whatever technique you found or find, use it. Because, I mean, you can adjust it according to you realistically. It's 903 where you are. It's 404 for me. So what I'm going to do, I recommend that you either take a concealer that's your exact skin tone, or you could take one a shade lighter. And I like to just go ahead and put that under my eye. Now, you don't have to go like extreme and bring it up because we're already going to do that when we use the brush. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Now, another thing, if you're new here, I love to use my setting sprays down. So this is one of those moments where we're about to do that. So always keep your setting spray in your hand. So I like to do on my chin, and then I like to do down here on my upper lip. Oh, that's another thing. So make sure you're always skin prepping prior, because I know sometimes people say, oh, my makeup comes out crusty, or it comes out cracked, or it looks like it's like just wiping away on its own. It's probably because your skin isn't moisturized. So even if you have oily skin like I do, always, 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 always moisturize your skin with a facial lotion. And then let that sit for a bit before you actually start doing your makeup. Now we're going to go in with a setting spray, and we're going to spray, actually no, we're not yet. We're going to take some brightening concealer. Now I normally wouldn't do this, but sometimes I do, just because it just adds to the extra glam of the look. You can completely skip this step and go straight into blending, or you can add a little bit more brightness to your under eye. Another tip, make sure you remove peach fuzz. So even though we don't like to admit it, as ladies, we all still get peach fuzz on our face. So the smoother your face, the better your application. And also, your makeup base is only as good as your skin is underneath. So if somebody says, oh, I can still see your bumps, makeup is not meant to hide texture. You're human. We all have texture. We all get pimples. Clearly, it's normal. That's not the point of makeup. Makeup is just to enhance what you already have. You're already beautiful. If you love to wear makeup, great. If you don't, great. Makeup is literally just a subjective thing to express yourself, and don't let nobody try to scare you out of doing it because they feel like, oh, you must be insecure. No, I'm not. I just love doing my makeup. We already talked about this. So I like to take a brush. Now, some people like to take a, do I have any? Oh. Some people like to take their sponges. And if you're going to use a sponge, make sure it's damp. At least go wet it a little bit, squeeze it out, and then make sure it's damp before you go into blending, because if it's dry, it's going to look cracked all over your face. Now, personally, I feel like using a brush just gives that flawless HD, just filter-like finish. So once that setting spray has set in, I'm going to go ahead, start out with a light hand, literally with a very light hand. Like, don't be like this in your face. Literally with a light hand, just start blending out the edges. Don't even go all the way into the concealer yet. Just start blending out the edges and bringing up where you want it to. Now, personally, I like a lifted look. So I start bringing it up like at an angle. So kind of like this. I start bringing it up at an angle. And then you can start working your way in once you get the edges buffed out. Now, if you have a concealer that dries down really, really fast, you might have to keep using your setting spray to blend it out, which is fine. But just make sure you're working fast enough so that it doesn't leave like any random makeup mark on your face. You really want this product to be blended out. And if you're using a full coverage product, less is definitely more. Hi. So now we're going to bring this around our lips, and we're going to start working our way into that brighter shade. And once you do that, quite literally slow down and really start pressing it, because it depends on how far you want to drag it out is where it'll go. So I really like to keep my brighter portion focused on the inner corners, because it just gives like a doll baby look, honestly. And we're going to press that in with this brush. And since I'm not doing eyeshadow, you can literally start taking it on the lid to help blending it out even further. And I'm going to go down the middle of my nose. Hi, Aubrey. And we're almost done, honestly, with the first step of making this look like a filter. I promise you, like, once you get a good base routine down, you'll probably really wouldn't want to switch too much. Like, once I found this one, when I say found, I mean created this one, because you're going to end up creating your own makeup routine. Once I came up with this one, I knew I hit a gold mine. Like, this one, it always gives me a flawless finish. No matter what I'm doing, it always does. So as you can see, flawless. Like, we don't use no filters over here, so you see it. Concealer is blended out, nice and seamless. So now I like to go in with my blush. Now, because she's my favorite blush, as you guys know, we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Camo blush in Pinky Promise. I meant to bring over the other e.l.f. Camo blush that I have, because that one's gorge orange, but I like a doll baby look, so I like this. You like Get Ready With Me's? Oh, girl, me too. I'm trying to like really switch into those, because I just feel like they're more like FaceTime calls. Well, that's what we call these anyway. I'll say, don't let Olivia scream at me if I say that. Nobody is talking. That's fine. I think if anything else, a lot of people are really just watching and probably just trying to see how this will come out. And That's how I am. Like if somebody's teaching me how to do something or showing me something, I get quiet and I kind of start taking mental notes or even write stuff down because I want to try it out later on. Just so I can come back and tell them like, oh yeah, this tip actually worked. All right, so for my blush, nothing special. Same brush that I used to blend out my concealer. But one tip, don't put it directly on your cheeks. So I put mine above. Now, once again, makeup is subjective and you can do what you want, but this is my particular makeup routine. So if you like my makeup routine and you want to follow it to a T, this is what I do. So I put mine above my actual cheek because when I blend it out, it's going to slightly go down into that cheekbone anyway. And then also I like to keep mine at an angle just like my concealer when I go to blending it out. So very simple. I don't do the edges. I just go straight in and start blending and just making sure that there is no harsh edges though. And I blend it out like that. So as you can see, it's already sitting. So you're moving this summer? Oh my gosh, where are you moving to? I know a lot of people actually do tend to like move in the summer. I'm actually tired of like moving. And I know it sounds weird because I haven't moved in a long time, but I was a military child growing up, so all we did was move. All right, so we're blending out this blush still, and I'm making sure that it's not harsh. I like to go heavy-handed with the blush also too because I want that blush to show up. Like I don't want it to get lost underneath that makeup product once it's time for me to start blending it out further with other products too. All right, so now that we have that one there and that's lifted, we're gonna go ahead and start bronzing. So I like to make up underpaint, which means I like to put everything on at once. On FaceTime calls. Yes, Olivia, because you always get me right with these FaceTime calls. She but girl, that's not what it's called. It's called a FaceTime call. Not right after me, girl. I am nowhere near famous. Nowhere near. I'm just, y'all are my besties. You love the blush? Girl, yes, me too. It's my favorite. So this is a makeup product that I have unreleased. It's also from my makeup brand. It's going to come out soon. But I like to use this. So whenever you're bronzing, I recommend whatever your undertone. So if you're not familiar with your undertones, you really should get familiar with it because that's where a lot of people also go wrong with their foundation shades. Because if you're putting on a foundation and you look gray, that means it's the opposite of what your skin tone is. So I have golden undertones. So I'm going to use products that have goldens, yellows, and stuff like that underneath. If you're a cool undertone, blues and what was the other one? Purples are like your friend. And then neutral is like you can kind of get away with either one in between. But I definitely recommend learning your undertones. Hi, Isla. Are you wearing eyelashes? I will be putting some on in a moment. All right, so now I'm going to take an angled brush and instead of dragging downwards, because you don't want to drag your face down, start blending backwards. So this, like I said, I'm using this to bronze my face. Another tip, you don't actually have to use a bronzer. If you have another foundation that's warmer, you can use that. If you have a concealer that's warmer, you can use that. And realistically, that's what I'm using to warm up the face. So as you can see, now my forehead is warmed up. Happy Pride, my girlies. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so I'm going to go back in with some more. I'm actually running out of this one. I'm probably going to have to go into my vault and get some more because now it's time to warm up our cheeks. You have a YouTube channel? That is amazing. Girl, I have to go check you out. You got to comment or subscribe so I know so I can go check it out too. And if you're here, like I said, keep subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here. I'm glad to have everybody here today. I know I was gone for like the past couple days, but your girl needed some rest. I really did. I needed some rest. I needed to spend some time with some family too. I know y'all did. All right, so with this part now, what I'm doing is I'm warming up my cheekbones. So instead of putting it like in between or at the bottom, once again, put it above. Thank you so much. You're pretty. And we're doing this to warm up our cheeks. I slightly smile when I do this, so that way I know where to put it. Because if you put it underneath, it'll almost make you look like you have like a 5 o'clock shadow, and you don't want that. You subscribe. Thank you so much. And if you want to, you can put a little bit underneath your chin just for shadow purposes, or if you feel like you have a double chin, but I mean, who cares? And then you can dust a little bit on your nose. I don't really contour my nose anymore because I love my nose. So I just leave it where it is. If you want to contour your nose, then we can save that for another video and we can get into that. So now I'm going to go in with my foundation again. This one is the darker one, the one that I put above. This one's Warm Mahogany. I'm going to use one pump because that's all I ever use. I really don't use a lot of foundation. I don't. And I'm going to take that Real Techniques brush, swirl it around. Now, the reason why I put a lot of stuff on the back of my hand is because it helps you control the amount of product that you're actually putting on your face rather than putting it directly on. And now you feel like, oh, I have too much. Where did it go? Sorry, guys. Somebody called. I told you somebody is always calling me when I get on live and messing up my lives. So it probably glitch. But like I said, the reason why I put everything, thank you, Olivia. The reason why I put everything on the back of my hand is because it also helps me maintain not having too much product on my face. So I actually don't have as much, even though it looks like it's full glam. And for some people, they'll try to call it cakey, but it's really not. Like when you go to wipe this off, it's super thin. It's super, super thin. So I like to use the back of my hand to measure the amount of product that I actually do and don't need on my face. So now that we have all of our wet products on, and wet products being foundation, the bronzers, and the concealers, we're going to go in with our setting spray. So don't get rid of that foundation brush just yet. I'm using the Revolution Super Fix, and we're going to spray our face. Now I do this because this helps mesh everything together prior to putting your powders on, so you can see how much you need as well. So I let that sit for a bit. And then we're gonna go with that foundation brush that already has product on it from when we just blended out our foundation. Now this is key. This is seriously key because this is what really makes everything marry together and mesh well. So you're gonna take it, don't drag. We're always blotting and pushing. We're going to push everything in and literally just go all over your face. Wherever that setting spray is, just push everything in. This is how you get that seamless look, that filtered look, and looks like there's no indentations in your makeup or anything like that. This is how you do that. And you can go in between your brows and even go up here on your forehead. All right. So now the fun part for me is actually doing the powdered part. You're going outside? Ooh, period. Girl, I wish. I kind of don't feel too well. My allergies are kicking my tail right now. So I've been taking like medicine, drinking tea, trying to clear up because your girl can't breathe. I can't breathe. All right, so we're gonna take that same setting brush now. I am using the Makeup Revolution Banana Setting Powder. So a lot of the products you guys will see me use are drugstore and affordable, and you can find them in Walmart, CVS, Target, Walgreens, anywhere. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pick some setting powder up. Now here's where a lot of people go wrong. They pick up too much powder, just slap it on and they look cakey. That's a lot of product. You get to go to Florida, that's amazing. Tap off that excess, like literally tap it off. All that dust, tap that off. Look up or like at a weird angle. Like doing this part always makes you look crazy. Bye, Aubrey. And once again, press. You wanna press that powder in. Now, if you are a girly that has my skin tone, I recommend using a powder that has like a golden undertone. If you're more cool, use a translucent powder that's white. Use that. My Makeup 8, thank you so much. And we're also going to continue to press this in. And now I normally only put this setting powder wherever I put concealer. Now you can literally see the difference. Like you see how that one's more shiny on that side and that one looks a little bit more like matte and flat. That's what we want. You don't feel good too? Yeah, girl, this outside is like cutting up. I actually heard there was a lot of stuff going on with COVID again. And we're gonna move on to the other side now. And once again, press that in, and you can take that up over the blush because essentially you're just setting everything now. And that's what I like to do with my setting powders. Now I actually have to put a little bit more extra on the side of my nose. Hi, Casey. Because my nose is the first thing to get oily whenever I do makeup. So I kind of go in and I set that a little bit more extra than other places. And we're gonna do the same thing for our chin and take that up around to our top lip. And then we're gonna move on to our blush. Hi. Now for the blush that I'm going to use, it's the Juvia's Place blush. Like I said, if you're not new here, you know exactly what I'm gonna use. So this is the Bella blush. Hi, love you, Makeup. My Makeup 8. Thank you so much, Casey. And I'm gonna take this brush right here, super fluffy brush, tap it in there, tap off the excess. With makeup, you're always gonna tap off that excess. And with a light hand, we're not gonna push it into our face. We wanna control the amount of blush we're using. So literally lightly tap it, and you'll see that blush start to build, just like that. And you wanna do the same thing on the other side. And if you put too much, don't worry. Like I said, this is why we go back in with the setting spray and that same foundation brush, because that foundation brush is going to help tone everything down if you feel like you had too much. So that's our blush. Now we're going to go into, where'd it go? Oh, my Maybelline pressed powder. So I don't know why some people do pressed powder and then setting powder. To me, it's a little backwards and it gives you like a white cast, and we're here working with no flashbacks, okay? We're not doing that. So I like to take the Maybelline Fit Me. This one is in my skin tone. And so what this does to me, not only does it give you a filtered smooth effect, but it also like creates this blur and it makes everything look really, really smooth. So I'm going to take my setting brush again, swirl it around in there. I'm literally hitting pan. You can use a powder puff if you have one, but I like to use a brush. Once again, I just feel like brushes really get the job done. And we're going to press that in and do the same thing under our eyes. Now this part, I only put it wherever I put concealer or foundation. So under my eyes, top of my lip, and then my chin. Now I'm gonna use it where I put foundation at the bottom, but not yet because we're gonna use that to carve out our face in a moment. So put that down for a second. We're gonna go into our favorite bronzers. I'm using the Hoola Caramel bronzer. I'm gonna go back in with that angled brush. And we're gonna put this wherever we put that liquid bronzer at, which will be our foreheads, our nose, and our cheeks. So once again, go backwards, don't go forwards because you're gonna drag everything down if you do. Literally knead it over to where that blush is. Smile with the light hand, flick upwards. If you go down, like I said, it's gonna make it look like you have a beard and we don't want that. The goal is to warm up the face. Now, some people like to contour, and if you wanna learn how to do that too, like I said, I could save that for another video. So we're pressing this in, and you can build this up as much. I've seen a lot of girlies say they really, really like bronzer, so they'll go heavy-handed with it. Me, I like a really subtle look, kind of, and I won't go too crazy on the bronzer. Now, the fun part for me, which I don't have my powder puff over here, but that's okay. I like to take that same Maybelline right after my bronzer and start carving out my cheekbones. So I won't flick it off this time. So now I'm literally gonna tap that underneath my cheeks while I'm smiling, because now you see it created almost like a shadow. And what that does is give my cheeks a more lifted look. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. And in a moment, we're about to take that setting spray again and melt everything together. All right. Just like that. Like y'all see that? It lifted those cheekbones up. So now we're gonna take that setting spray and really spray yourself. Don't be shy with the setting spray. That's what it's here for. It's literally here to set everything into place. Let that dry down. Grab that foundation brush. Don't put that brush away. Don't. And what we're gonna do now is press that into our skin, going over everything. And believe it or not, the base routine is just about done. I ate that up, period. Thank you, friend. So now our base routine is done. Literally, it's done. Now we're gonna go in for the eye portion. This is the part that I like too, that brings this whole look together. But the base is essentially done. So we're gonna let everything dry down on its own too. So this is for my girlies that don't really know how to do eyeshadow, but still like something on their eyes. This is a little tip trick that I know some people like, girl, I've been doing that. Some people like, I haven't done this before. This is one of those. So I'll take my bronzer and I'll take, let's see, I could take a brush like this, or honestly, you can even go in with that same setting brush. And what I'll do is I'll swirl it around in there, tap off the extra. And what I like to do, literally brush it over my eyes, go in a circular motion. Avoid the brow bone right here because you kind of want that separation, because you want that brow highlight. Now doing this, to me, just really elevates a look, and it gives the, I did this without really trying. So as you can see, like it's darker now, but it looks really, really sultry, really, really pretty. I feel like you could do this look for a prom, for a wedding, for work. It really doesn't matter. So you see how I left my brow slightly like untouched, and that's because you want that nice transition. And you can literally build this up as dark as you want it to, or you can leave it as such. So I like mine soft like that, and you can slightly fan it out a bit if you want to. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Swirl it around in that bronzer, tap off the extra. I start right here near my my nose because it also slightly contours the nose without contouring the nose. It kind of just makes sure that nose is present still in the makeup instead of looking flat. So now that we have that on there and our brows and everything, you can go in with some liner if you want. Lately, I haven't really been doing liner. I kind of just put my lashes on and go. See? Flawless base routine. Flawless. I'm trying to think if I want to do it just for this specific look to show you. So if you want to take this look a step further without doing the most, go in with a really chocolatey liner. And you could put that on your waterline. Like so. Same thing on this side. And now we're going to move into our lashes. And believe it or not, the next thing we have left to do is our lips and we'll be done. So for mascara, I'm going to go in with the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. Y'all know I love this one down. It's literally my fave. If you're still here, give this video a thumbs up. Also, just say hi. And don't forget to subscribe too, guys. So we're going to take this mascara, put a little bit on. You don't need much. Now, if you're going to simply just use mascara and want to skip lashes, that's perfectly fine too. I've been doing that lately because I wear glasses. So sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to wear lashes with my glasses. But I'll just do some mascara and call it a day. You ate that? All you talking about in it? Oh, period, Casey. Period. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And just for a little extra razzle dazzle, because I feel like it's so girly and I feel like it's so chic, I like to put some on my bottom lashes too. Be careful on this part because you will get some mascara on your makeup and you don't really want that, but it's not that hard to get it off. If you ever had an incident where like some mascara or even like eyeliner gets on your makeup, let it dry down first and then take a spoolie and brush it right off. It'll literally just come right off. All right, so now we have this on here, and just to show you what it looks like without it in a second, because I normally would go in with like another 2 layers of mascara if I'm not going to wear lashes, and which I feel like is also super pretty too. This is without lashes. Still eats down. Girl, I ate. Thank you, Casey. So I'm gonna take my lashes, my go-to, my favorite ones, just to show you how it looks with like a full glam. And you can do this part. I don't feel like you have to. If you want to line like this lash line with some black liner, you can. I don't typically do that just because I feel like that's like, I don't know, black liner just gives super glam when you go in there. I look pretty. Thank you so much. I don't know where the heck my tweezers are, but it's all right. We got new nails, so we should be able to put this on. Guys, don't be like me. When you take off your lashes, clean them. Clean them. But I get lazy and I get so tired that I don't know if you guys can hear me just now. I told you everybody always calls me. Like when I'm sitting down doing nothing, nobody calls me. Nobody ever calls. But then the second I sit down and start talking to my friends on here, people always have something to say. Leave me alone. You should have called me moments ago. All right. So, oh, I thought I dropped my lash, y'all. So we're gonna take some lash glue. I love this lash glue down. This is really simple. This is who is this by? I feel like I normally know. It might be by Kiss. It might be by Kiss. They always make the best lash products. I'm eating it, clock it. Thank you. So what I like to do is I'll literally put it on like it's a liner. Start where my lashes literally start in the front of my eye. And then don't worry if it gets on your lashes. It's okay. And we're going to draw a line across right where they stop. That's why I also told you guys, if you're not trimming your lashes to actually fit your face shape, then that's also why your makeup probably looks a little crazy. You want to make sure your lashes actually fit your eyes. Because if they're too big, they're going to be super uncomfortable and it's going to drag your eyes down. And then it's just going to look like, it's just not going to look good. I'm not even going to say that. It's not going to look good. My voice sounds familiar. I have a familiar voice. All right, so we're going to let that dry down for a bit before we go in and put them on. But how's everybody doing so far? Is everybody still good? Is everybody like, how's everybody doing? I know I feel like I just gave a whole bunch of information in this live. All right, so let's go ahead and put these lashes on now. Now, I would typically use a tweezer on this part, but because I think I moved my tweezers, I don't got them, I'm just gonna use my nails. So I would say grab the middle or grab like this. And we're just going to literally place it exactly where we put that glue. If doing my makeup with you. Oh, you're doing your makeup with me? Is that what you're saying? Period. If so, period. I love that. All right. So normally I would let my glue dry down for a bit more because it looks like it's still not completely where I would normally have it, but that's okay. it'll dry with this on here. And then I'll just keep adjusting it as such. Yeah, autocorrect is literally crazy. Like, I don't, it be having me like almost cussing and I'm trying to talk to my grandmother. I'm like, that's not what I said. It's literally not what I said. But then if I actually try to say something, it's like it fixes it for me. And I'm like, I didn't ask you to do that. All right, same thing on this side. Uh-oh. There we go. And we're literally placing that lash again. I feel like lashes are another thing you have to be very particular about. Otherwise, you'll have like this weird floating space in between. And you don't want that either because it just comes off like your makeup isn't finished. It just doesn't look right. Now, here's the part where I would say, like, take your tweezers and squeeze those lashes together. But because my lashes, not my lashes, my tweezers are elsewhere, we're gonna use our fingers. What in the world? Period, Casey. All right, so now that we have our lashes on, we are about to move into lips. And believe it or not, this look is going to be done right after lips. Y'all, my lives end up with some people saying some of the craziest things sometimes. All right, so that's with lashes. Still super glam, still super glam. Now we can move on to our lips. Let me clean off my chapstick. So another thing too, if you feel like your lips look kind of crusty with makeup products on, it's probably because you need to moisturize your lips prior. Hi. All right, so I'm going to take espresso, of course, and we're gonna line our lips. I know I don't have no music on for you guys. I need to start putting my music back on realistically, because nobody wants to just sit in silence. I'd be trying to find like some good music though. All right, and I am gonna overline my Cupid's bow just a bit so it's really prominent. Same thing on this side. Yeah, that looks good. And now we're gonna do the bottom part. I know many people really like my extra looks, but today I just want to do something more chill and laid back for you guys. Hey, look, I don't know. I read that too, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Some people really come on here and say like the craziest things, I swear. And I just be like, oh, okay. Okay. All right. Now let's go into, I'm gonna go into Creme de la Nude. I've been using Nubian Sand a lot, but this is actually my favorite. This is by MAC Cosmetics. Creme de la Nude. It's like this cute pinkish color. And I like to press it on because she's very pigmented. And then I'm gonna go back in with that liner in a second just to make sure it's a nice cute ombre. Whatever you do, don't rub your lipstick. Always pop your lips, because when you rub them, hey girl, hey, just a little bit. Yeah, I had started doing this look. I said 4 originally, but I'm gonna come on a little bit sooner because I didn't want people to be waiting too long. And also I know it's getting late for some people. Hi, Jamie. But you want to pop, because when you don't pop and you rub it together, you just get this one muddy color. All right, so we're gonna go back in with that liner again, go back around. Take that around too. And then I'm gonna take a pink, because I always think pinks are cute. This one is Daisy Pink, of course, by Lawless Beauty. And I'm gonna take that on my lips now. And I'm gonna do the same thing up at the top. Now you can opt in for a more subtle look, but this is just one of my favorite lips to do with this look every single time. And now to marry everything together again, we're gonna take that setting spray one last time and spray our face. We're not gonna go into the brush though. Just let that product literally just set into your skin. It's 1 a.m. for you. Yeah, I know it's late for a lot of people. It's 4:34 in the afternoon here. For some people, it's like midnight. For some people, it's like 1 p.m. Thank you so much, Casey. And literally, This is how like my everyday glam, like if I were to go out on a date night or if I was to like go out with friends or go to an event, I feel like this look is literally suitable for any type of event. You can go to a wedding like this, prom, business stuff. Like it's literally, it sits. And like I said, this is without filter too. I am going to go back in with that brush just a tad and see if I can remove a little bit of shine. I don't like too much shine. I like when my natural oils start to peek through though. But yeah, just like that. And this is without a filter. This is with a filter. Looks extra smooth and honestly looks crazy to me with a filter. To me, this looks really, really nice. And this is like my go-to makeup look whenever I am... Oh, my earring. Whenever I do anything. Thank you, Casey. I just feel like it literally gives me everything I need without doing the most, but doing enough. Literally. But does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything else they want to know maybe? Or just sit here and chat, because this is really the end of our FaceTime call, but I don't want to hang up on you guys just yet. And normally our FaceTime calls last like an hour and a half, and we were literally done in like 45 minutes. 45, and only 45 minutes because I was talking to you guys. Now, if I wasn't talking to you guys, this look would have been done in like 25 minutes. That's 25. But that is my regular go-to glam. Some people will call this like a soft glam, which I call this a soft glam. It's 3:36. Where are you from? Where are you from? Because you sound like an hour behind. Are you in the States? Because if so, that sounds like the southern states. The southern states are normally like an hour behind. California, I think, is the main one. It's like 3 hours behind. USA, yeah, sound about right. I was going to say, because when I lived in Tennessee, Texas, Alabama, those days, we were about like an hour behind too. You live in Arkansas? Oh my gosh, I had so much fun in Arkansas one time. I forgot what year it was. Maybe 2016, 2017, but we went to Magic Springs, and Magic Springs was so fun. That was also the first time I had Kilwins, and Kilwins ice cream is so good. So when I found out they had it here in my home state, oh my gosh, girl, I can't get enough of them. Cannot. It's 2:36 p.m. here. Where are you from? Where are you from? Oh yeah, this is eating down. Super cute. Some people will opt in for a little bit more blush, but I feel like this is like the perfect amount of blush. Oh, New York is 4:37. Yeah, y'all on the same time frame as us here in Virginia. Same thing. I think everybody on the East Coast is in the same time zone. I think Florida is too, if I'm not mistaken. But I think everybody from like outwards that way is like an hour to 3 hours behind. You're gonna move to Alabama? I used to live in Alabama. I actually went to school there. I went to the University of Alabama, and I loved it. It was so calm, so sweet. The people are so nice. I love Southerners. Southerners are just so sweet, so nice, and just so nice. You love my makeup? Thank you so much, Olivia. I appreciate that. There's like 3 Olivias in here. I always get the Aries and the Olivias. It's something about y'all. Y'all got a really popular name. Oh, and Kelsey, you have the name of one of my childhood best friends too. I had one named Dakota, but then I also had Kelsey. Yeah, my allergies are kicking my butt. Kelsey was like my girl. She looked like Alicia Keys to me. But that was my girl. Jay Wolf, are you saying your name is Regina? But yes, this is the look, guys. I need to do my hair. I just stop being lazy and wash it and get it done. You subscribe. Thank you so much, Naya. I appreciate that. I really do. You guys are literally the reason why I get on here and talk to you guys. I know this one is a little bit more relaxed. I normally get on here and do a whole bunch of colors, but I had to show you guys like my regular like go-to if I'm not doing like a crazy makeup look. You're gonna move to Alabama? Yeah. What part? Do I have any movie or show recommendations? Oh my gosh. So I've been watching Reacher lately. This movie called Parallel was really good. Let me see what else. I just finished You. I love You. You was super good. Outer Banks. Has anybody seen that show, Outer Banks, on Netflix? I really love them, and I can't wait for them to come out with this next season because, well, let me not say it because I don't want to ruin for some people that haven't seen it yet. But if you have, and you saw the season finale of the last one, oh my gosh, I need for this next season to come out with Outer Banks. Outer Banks is so good. So good. And movies. What movie? Oh, I just saw Final Destination too. You should go see that. It wasn't as gory as the other ones though. Like I feel like the other ones, the other Final Destinations were crazy, insane. I'm talking like really had you like, I don't know if I really want to be in here. I actually just saw on the news somewhere that a girl went to go see Final Destination and the ceiling collapsed on her. Excuse me? What? I was in Life with the Walter Boys on Netflix. No, I'm gonna go check that out though since you gave it to me. I'm a homebody, so I like to watch a whole bunch of movies and shows, so I'm definitely gonna go check that out. I need to put that on my list of things to watch too, because everybody always gives me recommendations. I need to finish House of the Dragon. Oh my gosh, my husband got me into Game of Thrones late. Of course, I got into it late. He was watching it when it came out, but I got into it. It is so good. I don't like the season finale. The season finale pissed me off, but that's neither here nor there. But I need to finish House of the Dragons. What's another show that I'm watching? I'm also watching The Shy, Ghost. Let me see. What else? What else? I don't know. I watch a lot of stuff. I really do. I like to sit back and watch TV and chill out when I get the chance to. I really do. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably not gonna stay on here too much longer too, because I feel like my allergies starting to kick my butt back here because my husband has our back door open. And I can't breathe right now. It's also the summer. I turned pretty on Prime. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm going to watch it. My mom literally just started watching it and she said it's so good. So I have to watch that before she ruins it for me. I have to watch it. I have to watch it. But I'm actually going to, it says, do I remember you? I do remember you. I do. Was your name Malawi? I'm trying to remember. I always feel like I said it wrong whenever you would come on here. But thank you so much. But I am not going to stay in here too much longer because, guys, I need to go take some medicine. Also, I cannot see without my glasses. And my kids are outside on a trampoline, and I kind of want to go jump with them for a little bit. But let me know, guys. Let me know if you guys have any more questions, too, about the look. Or if you guys just want to recommend another makeup look. I know my last live, everybody said do fruit. So I'll be doing fruit in the next live. I already did cherry, so the next one I'm thinking I'm gonna do is watermelon. Yeah, we're gonna do some watermelon. So I think that'll be really, really cute. So if you want to see that look, make sure you subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified. Hi, happy birthday. But I'm about to head off. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe too. But I'm about to end this live, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. But your girl's allergies are kicking her tail, and it's time for me to go. So thank everybody. Thank you.